It is time, everyone, for a speech and a debate. Well, if that's your thing, and maybe we're not going to do that on the show, but that is the subject of the documentary our next guest produced. Here with more on Girl Talk is Dia Sokol-Savage. Dia, it's good to have you on the show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, film festivals are all the hype right now. There's a big one happening this weekend. Let's talk more about Girl Talk, which is one of the films that is going to be featured.
Yeah, Girl Talk is a sort of an in-depth look at a really competitive debate team, kind of 5 girls over the course of 4 years.
Okay.
And it's, about the process of them sort of finding their voices, learning this sport.
Yeah.
And also it tackles implicit bias. Which is, essentially a little less than 50% of all debaters are girls and about 1% of winners are girls. So there's a really big disparity in terms of, basically what is happening in the judging and in the world.
What a neat concept to really shed light on this and what you guys have seen and just say, hey, we need to change this. Well, what inspired this particular documentary?
I think in a lot of ways, debate is the pipeline that gets women into politics, that gets women into positions of power, into really any kind of, jobs where you get to have a voice and argue for a perspective. So that was really the seed of interest for the director. And also looking at sort of how we all come into our own voices and what that process is like. And high school is a really important, time.
It is,
And so I think it was just sort of wanting to take an in-depth look at what that is like.
You bring up such a good point. I think one of the things I always look back on is high school now that I've got 2 daughters, and I'm like, man, I should have done this, this, and this when I was in high school. We don't think about it when we are in that stage of life. Now, what would you say as a producer makes this film so unique?
Yeah, it's a very nuanced look at a complex subject. Like, it's not really made as a sports film or a competition film, even though it could be. It's really about these big ideas and kids, boys and girls on this debate team going incredibly in depth into arguing these really, really complicated things. So what you're saying about thinking about your daughters in high school, it was really fun for me to show my daughter this film a few years ago when we were editing it, and she was like, I have no idea what these people are doing, but I want to do it when I'm older, because it is like this really competitive, intense, crazy world, which if you don't know anything about debate, you're like, it feels really interesting to sort of be immersed in it.
Yeah, I think debate is something that every kid should take because it helps you in the real world. I think Danny did a lot of debate, so I did not. I was more of the cheerleading, singing type, but I should have, right? Well, we're so sorry to hear that the director of this film, Lucia Small, passed away last year. Now, this was her life's work. Tell me about her and what it was like working.
Yeah, so Lucia passed away in November after a 3-year battle with pancreatic cancer, which is so sad. And it is such a joy, however, to sort of have her. She was able to finish the film. It really kept her going and kept her alive. So much of this film is about her own interest in sort of what it was like for her as a filmmaker throughout her career to find her own voice. This was her 4th feature that she completed, and she felt so invested in the lives of these 5 young women whose stories we're telling, and she wanted the film to be out there. She wanted people to be having kind of complicated discussions about, debate and politics and sexism. So it's really awesome to sort of be able to continue that.
Absolutely, and she is certainly leaving a legacy behind. And what does it mean to you to have this shown during the Women Plus Film Festival?
Oh my gosh, well, I'm so excited for selfish reasons, but also because, of course, there couldn't be a better fit in terms of it's a film festival that is all about championing women's work behind the camera and also on camera, and this film is a perfect fit for it. Also, the selfish part is that I directed a film a couple years ago that was supposed to screen at Women Plus Film in April of 2020. So that didn't happen because of the pandemic. So it's also just incredibly exciting. I'm a Denver native, and so it's also just amazing to be able to share my work with, friends and people here.
Of course, there's a lot that goes into that type of work. Well, before we let you go, any advice for future filmmakers out there who have that same dream?
Oh, well, I probably don't even have enough time to share all the advice that I would love to give, but you know, I think the main thing is just make stuff, like not to be, you know, I think you just don't find reasons not to do things. You just go make things and do it and, you know, feel okay about failing. You know, it's okay not to nail it the first time and you just keep going.
Just keep going. Well, thank you so much, Dia. We're looking forward to seeing the film. And of course, it opens this weekend. You can check out Girl Talk at the Women Plus Film Festival on Sunday, April 16th, down at the Sea Film Center. For tickets and more information, head to denverfilm.org. And we're also giving away a pair of tickets right now. To enter to win, just send an email to mycoco@9news.com with the word girl in the subject line. Good luck, everyone.